Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to some more Ocarina of Time. We just became Adult Link and did some running around. And now we're in Kakariko Village to get the hook shot that is absolutely needed. And... oh yeah, we haven't stopped in on the Skulltulas for a little bit. But, how are you doing, Gok?
Oh, I'm certain I am well fed.
That
Certainly
is...
not celebrating as much as these guys. Like
they're doing half jumping jacks, which is what I would do if I was a spider for 7 years.
yeah. You gotta stretch those muscles, man.
Oh, I'm sure that as a spider, you use your leg muscles a fair bit, so...
Yeah. But anyway, as I was thinking, I mean, in no point in the game after you uncurse them, they stop celebrating. So they are sure happy.
Yeah. I like to think that Andrew here actually did a full-on cuckoo.
Mm-hmm. Like there's this very old meme about Zelda, where it's like a Link scavenging about people's remains, and and one of the items he gets, you got dirty magazine. In this magazine, Cuckoo Lady shows her milk bottles.
Oh yeah, is that the one where it's you taking the Andrew's letter to the post office, but he gets distracted by the hand in the toilet?
I have no clue. It's just a very old meme about Zelda.
Okay, because I do remember that one, and it's like, oh, could you deliver this letter to a cafe for me? And it does the whole down and hold it. Link holds it up above his head, but the picture that they show is a bunch of dirty pics of Anju. Anyway, so we have to go into this specific grave because it is the new one that has appeared in the 7 years. And apparently, Dampy the Gravedigger was real busy during those 7 years and built an entire racing track underneath Kakariko Village.
Yeah. I guess he intended on becoming restless as a spirit.
Makes sense. I mean, working the graveyard shift probably isn't all that fun.
Oh, Dampé strikes me as the kind of nocturnal fella.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
I work
more
graveyard
reclusive
shift,
guy.
but I like it, but I don't know, I think actually being in a graveyard, doing graveyard shift, I can't imagine that being too much fun.
Yeah.
Like getting hit by these fucking fireballs. Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
You just walk right into that one.
Yeah, yeah. We will have to do this again for 100% completion because if you get under, I think it's 50 seconds or 1 minute, you get a heart piece.
Mm-hmm. I know that. Well, the horse race, the obstacle horse race you did in last episode was 50 seconds. So I think this one is a minute.
Okay.
Although it's pretty tight if you get knocked a few times and you're gonna.
Yeah, you get knocked a few times, and
Yeah.
I think it helps if you have the long shot to complete that last stretch.
Yeah, it's practically mandatory to have the long shot because you can't get much faster. You can get to the door much faster without it.
Mm-hmm. Also, one has to wonder what a graveyard keeper needs with a hook shot, but there you go.
Maybe that's how he got. Maybe that's how he got between the gaps.
Yeah.
You know. Maybe this whole structure was there all along, and Dampé just used the hook shot to get around.
Oh, I also remember as a kid, there was, I think it was my old babysitter's son couldn't figure out that puzzle.
How old was he?
I think he was in grade 8 at the time, so old enough to know better.
Although, given the way things are degrading, grade 8 kids nowadays are probably not old enough to know better.
Oh, well, these days, yeah, they're fucking well beyond retarded.
To be fair, I met people my age who don't know better.
Yeah. Alright, and here we got the weird time paradox that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but here we are.
Do they ever make any sense?
Time paradoxes, not really, but it kind of depends on the rules that you set up and if you stick to them or not, you know?
Mm.
Which, with Ocarina of Time, they technically don't. So that's why this is a bit of a time paradox.
I do recall this movie called it's a movie with Christopher Reeve called Somewhere in the Past, where I recall
Where does it take place?
Would you make a guess?
Sometime in the past, but anyway.
Yeah. I was gonna bet Sri Lanka, but yeah, I recall being confused about in relation to a watch, and I actually seen a review of the movie, but I don't recall if he addresses the issue with the watch, because the character in the beginning of the movie receives a watch from a woman, an old woman, and right after that, no, not right after that. And later in the movie, he travels to the past, and then he gives that same woman... Oh, you're sucking at this, huh?
I'm at the slightly wrong angle, so I have to get over here.
Slightly.
Slightly. See? I had to be over 2 inches. And apparently you can talk to this guy as a kid if you do a backflip off of that watchtower over there or something like that.
Yeah.
But he says the exact same line, which is weird considering that, you know, you're a kid at that point, so how the fuck would he see you again? But
know,
anyway,
man.
you're saying?
If there's a reason why nobody has taken him out of the roof in 7 years, they probably don't want him anywhere else.
He's probably that much of an asshole.
But yeah, and then in the past he gives that woman the same watch, and I was left thinking after I was seeing this movie, wait, where does the watch actually come from? Because he receives the watch from the woman, and then he leaves the watch with her in the past. Where does the watch come from? And I watched a review of that movie recently, and I still don't remember if it addressed that issue.
Yeah, one of my favorite games of all time is Time Splitters Future Perfect, and really early on there's a paradox like that, and they actually address it as, like, that's a time paradox kind of thing, and that interacting with them is extremely dangerous. Where you run across a locked door, and you're looking around the room for the key, and then above you is your future self saying, oh, hey, you're looking for the key, here it is, and then drops the key through a grate. And it's like, where did you get it? And it's like, I got it from the guy previously. Just be sure to pass it on when you're done. And then he leaves, and then you go back and do the exact same thing, and, and it's like, where did the key come from?
Yeah. I pulled it out of my ass. Just like Elizabeth did.
Huh. Kojiro is a fucking weird name. Does it mean anything in Japanese? Because it sounds like it would mean something.
I have no clue.
Oh, damn it, now I'm curious. It's probably spelled with a K, though, not a C.
Yeah. It's probably I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a Gojira situation where they just mixed up a few words.
Let's see. Only thing that comes up is... Well, the first thing that came up anyway is an old Japanese warrior. A guy named Sasuke Kojiro. Let's see if there is a meaning.
Is that an alternate name for Sarutobi Sasuke? Because I know that's a name from a hero of Japanese fiction.
Oh. Okay, so apparently Kojiro, if you're using it as a name, means rainbow of joy, spreading happiness and laughter like wildfire. Which, considering it's a blue chicken that doesn't crow unless he's around one specific person. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense because the person he crows for is the only like person that he likes, kind of thing. So he makes that person happy.
And is one of the biggest assholes in the game.
Yeah, so I guess the name makes sense. One thing I do hate about the Scarecrow song is that you have to be in a very specific location in order for it to fucking activate.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying. I think you can get this if you... I don't recall if you can get this early if you do the trick to get the golden scale early, the golden scale as a kid.
Okay, you're gonna really have to explain that one because how the fuck do you manage to get a on top of a ledge by being able to dive underwater deeper?
Sorry, what?
You said you could get it if you got the golden scale, right?
Well, the thing is that you use the golden scale to get to do Jabu Jabu's belly first. Do Jabu Jabu's belly before doing Dodongo's cavern.
Oh, right. You did mention that about the whole Oh, I didn't want you to try and fly up and explode. Ah, feels bad. Fuck off, Navi. I know how the fucking elevator works. I'm just trying to see where to fucking go. There we go. Yeah, I think it was just one of those things where it was, yeah, I forgot that you said that you do Jabu Jabu first, get the boomerang. But I don't think you can, simply because the Gold Skulltula is pretty far back there, so unless you get the angle just right.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I was doing here. I could have sworn that I got everything, but I think I might have just got my left and right mixed up. Because I think there is one more Gold Skulltula to get. Yeah, there is. It's on top of the staircase you have to bomb down.
Mm-hmm. That one I'm sure you can get as a kid if you get the boomerang early.
I think well the puzzle resets once you leave, right? So
yes.
And this is me using my monkey brain to figure out that oh yeah, I have to use the elevator. Just have to take the long way. But yeah, as a kid maybe you could get it if you do use the elevator, but I don't know. More easier and more fun to do it as an adult, I think. It's like sequence breaking the game.
I don't know. There's a trick to get to the door through the door of time without collecting any stones, and with that you can actually do the Dongo's cavern as an adult.
All right. Yeah, I know that in the Master Quest version of the Dongo's Cavern, it does feel really weird to do it because, like, the first thing you do is activate the elevator, and you basically do the dungeon in reverse. Um, slight update on the college situation. I figured I won't take game design just because it's way too fucking expensive. But I'm thinking that a better and smarter option would be to go with computer sciences. Because aside from the fact that it's only costs $2,000 a year rather than $8,000, I think I would also get a lot more, I guess, worth out of it because it would teach more fundamentals, whereas I feel that with the game design, they would just teach, like, more like industry standard stuff, which is good in a sense, but I don't think it would be very, like, as good, you know?
Well, I think the main thing is like how intense it is on programming. Is the curriculum on programming aspect, the programming aspect of computer science? That's...
Incredibly, that's literally all it is. Which I don't mind. Like the little bit of programming I did do, I actually do enjoy it. It's just the problem with it is that basically learning computer programming, it's learning a whole new language on its own. So.
How convenient.
Yes. So on top of learning Japanese, I'll learn fucking computer speak.
It's gonna be useful when the AI girlfriends become a reality.
It's going to be useful because Trudeau just spent $2.4 billion on investing into AI programming. That's not a joke, by the way. He actually spent that much fucking money.
No, I do believe Trudeau is that kind of retard. But why?
Well, it's a few reasons. The official reason is that it's to tie in with the fact that he's trying to build houses faster. And the idea for him to try and build the housing faster, so to try and combat against the housing crisis that he caused by mass importing 500,000 immigrants every year. It's so that the AI can help to 3D print houses faster. And the 3D printing, apparently you can 3D print cement now. And that's not a joke either. That's apparently how far 3D printing has come. And
I would not be surprised. Here's a better idea to solve the housing crisis.
Build houses?
Deport Trudeau.
That would help.
And everyone who is still voting for him. Like in the next election, everyone who's still voting for Trudeau, deport them all.
Yeah, so there's that, but the unofficial reason, which they're obviously not going to mention because it's going to make Trudeau look really bad, is because Trudeau has a lot of stocks in the companies that are developing the AI programs.
Oh no, it's gonna make Trudeau look bad if people know that.
Yeah, it's going to make him look bad because it's straight up illegal to use government and taxpayer funds for self-gain.
And his image is so squeaky clean and pristine. Can you believe it's something worth to tarnish it?
I mean, to be fair, him role-playing as Aladdin was perfectly fine and adequate. It's just that if you talk about it, it's racist.
Have you considered that the only reason the US has not conquered your country yet is because they don't want to put up with the hassle of dealing with your people, basically?
Perhaps, but that blockade, I'm just gonna leave that closed because fuck that Goron, he makes cheap pieces of shit garbage. He deserves to suffocate. I'm actually not too sure as to why America has never really bothered to annex or take over Canada, because they attempted it once during 1812, and then it's like, yep, they failed at that time, so I guess never again.
I'm pretty sure that's because dealing with Canadians is not worth the headache.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? And because this statue doesn't have the spear in it, we can move it, so that's always nice. And like I said, I am doing the Fire Temple first because, again, just to prove that, yes, you can do it before. You don't need the arrows for this dungeon.
I recall a video of a guy who did Ocarina of Time without collecting any rupees, and he only did the Shadow and Spirit Temple because it's the only two temples that the game actually requires to complete it.
Oh yeah, because of the rupee puzzles, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Sheik, I'm wearing this tunic for a reason, so you better have some good explanation as to why you're not burning alive right now.
What you don't see is that Sheik is just sweating through his eyeballs right now. He's just really good at maintaining composure. You can see that underneath, and like if you were to take that clothing right there, it would be quite a shock.
I can't remember if this is... I could have sworn I heard this somewhere, but maybe you can confirm if you've heard it or not, but have people said that Zelda is trans because of the whole Sheik thing?
Not probably. I've seen people joking that she's a lesbian. But someone probably said something like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she cross dresses. She clearly wants to be a man. Yeah, you seem like a person who understands the necessity of the situation. Oh, hi, Darunia.
Oh, maybe that's the reason why that Gossip Stone says that Zelda's a bit of a tomboy. Maybe that's like the game designer started hinting that Sheik is actually Zelda the whole time. Spoiler.
Pretty sure that's the reason. I'm pretty sure that's definitely the reason.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Gossip Stones, I forgot to mention it last time, but you know how Malin said that the record was 50 seconds for the horse race?
Mm-hmm.
One of the Gossip Stones that you talked to mentions that, oh yeah, the person who set that record was Malin. So, which is also pretty interesting and a time paradox because you can only talk to the Gossip Stones as a kid, but apparently she set the record as an adult. Unless she managed to do it as a fucking like 10-year-old girl.
Yeah, man. Well, it's less wait for the horse to carry, so I really want to know how Daruna got through that door without a boss key.
Maybe he has a boss key and he just locked the door behind him because fuck you. You need to get that hammer. Oh, here's a question. Do speedrunners not talk to the Gorons if they release them?
No, they don't. They don't talk to the Gorons.
Okay, so they're heartless bastards who leave Goron City empty then, because Goron City does slowly repopulate for each Goron you save, but they only move or go back to Goron City if you talk to them, so...
Yeah. The general trend in speedrunning is not being a good guy, Because usually it's faster to just be a dick.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah. That's why you're gonna see a lot. You're always gonna see something like a Morrowind, for example, speedruns of Morrowind. I think half of the quest to become Hortator is killing like nearly all the Telvanni and a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah. You know, as a kid, I never understood what the Gorons meant by saying special crop. And it wasn't until, like, relatively recently I was just like, oh, they meant the fucking bombs. I always assumed it meant the megaton hammer.
No, it's just that the Gorons secretly have a corn plantation that is like the legendary in the kingdom.
Yeah, like, no...
They make the most insane tamales, man.
Yeah, they're extra spicy. No, like, I do know, like, I remember reading, like, oh yeah, they grow bomb flowers, and that's, like, one of their, like, crops or whatever kind of thing, but as a kid, I just never clicked for me that I was like, oh, that's what they meant, is use bomb flowers, or bombs.
The secret is that the tamale recipe from the Gorons is full of saltpeter and sulfur. These asshole.
Yeah, fucking likes, but they're pretty easy. You just have to do the forward stab twice and you get them. One thing I do like about likes, though, is they drop a lot of rupees.
About likes?
Yeah, I like about likes on like days. But also what's weird is that most of this fire temple, you have to wear the red tunic if you don't want to, like, be on that timer of being burnt alive. But what's interesting is that... yeah, that's a weird little funny glitch. You can avoid being in the fire for a little bit if you do that. But, like, the rooms that I've been going through, like this room, for example, you don't have to wear the fire tunic for. And the green rooms, you don't have to wear it either.
You can also use the Goron special crop. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I was kind of confused, because at first I thought, oh, the switches that you have to cut, or you can use the special crop. I thought he was talking about the rusty switches as a kid, and it's like, okay, so you have to use the megaton hammer. But wait, how do you cut them? So that's one of the points that I got confused on as a kid.
One funny detail I was thinking of, I was looking at the aesthetic of the tunic here, and one funny detail I like about the Twilight Princess tunic is how you can see chainmail underneath the tunic.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it with the regular tunic as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, in Twilight Princess, in the regular tunic, you can see there's chainmail in the underneath the green tunic.
Fucking Navi, you forsaken me. Bitch couldn't lock onto the fucking key properly, so I just launched myself to the key. But yeah, I do like the design of Twilight Princess. It's just that stupid me. I guess I was trying to wait for the little idle animation to go off, because in hot areas like the volcano or in Fire Temple, Link does, like, wipe sweat off of his brow if you stand idle.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in a cold area like the ice cavern, he shivers.
Do you also leave the Bigoron sword quest for last?
I don't think I leave it for dead last, but I leave it, like, near the end, simply because, truth be told, I'm not a fan of the Goron Big Sword. I just don't like the idea that you have to, like, two-hand it and you don't have access to your shield. Like, sure, double damage is nice, but it's just how I think.
And there you got that lovely moon and star symbol.
Yep, we gotta get rid of that for all future versions of this game because
because they really didn't like Morrowind references. References to Morrowind.
Oh, is there the star and moon in Muslim symbol in Morrowind?
I don't. There isn't specifically the Muslim symbol, but there is the. They do reference the moon. They do sometimes call the Nerevarine the moon star. The hero Nerevarine. There is you can get a ring in the game that is the moon and star ring. It's one that I think has a fortify personality spell.
Okay.
By enchantment. And it's one of the posts. When you're going to meet the Gothar, he says welcome moon and star. I don't recall if the ring is. I never looked closely into the ring. If the design is close to the Islamic symbol.
Okay.
But yeah, this one. So I don't know if that one would be considered offensive. But the chanting here, I think it's the call to prayer.
Yeah, it's I did see a Gaijin Goomba video on it, and opinions on him aside, he did talk about why it's considered quote offensive unquote that chant is being played here, and the reason for it is because when you're doing the chant, you have to be in a completely silent room, which, well, as you can tell by these rolling boulders and bombs going off, that's not exactly it.
That video is very old, like, what, 10 years ago? Over 10 years ago?
Yeah. I think that was way back when he was still with MatPat. I'm not sure if he still technically is, but frankly, I don't care.
Well, considering that MatPat is retired, so I don't think they are. I think he probably just has his own channel right now.
Yeah, like I wasn't sure if he was still technically with them as a brand, and like I think MatPat left Game Theory, but I don't like. Was the whole thing like shut down, or does he still have like his crew still doing things?
Probably not. If he retired from YouTube, though, very unlikely that they still have the crew. Yeah, I do recall watching Gaijin Goomba like over a decade ago.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Oh man, 2014 was quite the year for me.
You smoked all the heroin. Right?
No. It was crack, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. I never have the nerve to run here.
Come on, it's easy. You just hold forward on the control stick.
Yeah, the very reliable Nintendo 64 control stick.
Well, see, this is why you don't be like 5-year-old me and just beat the shit out of your controllers. Anyway, here's why you don't need the arrows. That treasure chest that's in there, you can get. The only reason to have the arrows is to get into that room from the that previous small walkway. But you can just hop over the gate and get that treasure chest. So, no need for arrows. And also, the only reason to do this section here is for a gold Skulltula.
I do recall there was a video when I still watched Scratching Goomba. There was a video of him where he defended Metroid Other M, claiming that the criticisms of it was for people who were ignorant of the differences in perspective from Japanese fiction.
What? Oh, there was 2 gold Skulltulas. Okay, my bad. Okay, so what's the perspective? Because from what I can tell, it was...
He was basically claiming that the Japanese have a different perspective on stoicism, and that the character of Samus makes total sense in the way it is in Metroid Other M, even if it is absolutely appalling writing that contradicts in obscene ways the previous games.
Okay, sure, Oh, and you can get 200 rupees. Yay! Thank God I got the giant wallet, so I can actually hold that.
Oh yeah, you actually got the wallet that can hold that much. The 500 rupee wallet. So it wasn't a waste of money.
Okay, so what's the difference between Japanese stoicism and, I don't know, Greek stoicism? Because I'm assuming that's...
It's just a really bad argument that he made in defense of Metroid Other M, which was fun.
Sam is having a panic attack over seeing Ridley, an enemy that she's killed like a billion times previous, is totally understandable. Okay?
If that was the only thing that is appalling about that game, like there's so much about the writing in that game that is just abysmal, and the fact that like
the fact that there's a guy on the team who was betraying everybody, but they never actually say who it is.
Yeah. You can guess who it is just by elimination, but it's still preposterous how poorly, like how bad the writing in that game is. And the fact that he's defending it is the thing that I found the most ridiculous. Because, like, okay, even if he believes... Because that argument about the difference, the Japanese having a different perspective on stoicism only makes sense as an excuse for her immense deadpan in that game, and I guess maybe if you stretch your suspension of disbelief to why she accepts Adam's rulings, but.
Yeah, it also didn't make sense as to why she took orders from Adam, because she's not part of his group anymore. Like, maybe at one time she was, but not anymore. So why the fuck does she run around in a fucking radioactive volcano without putting on her protection suit?
There is too much about the plot of that game that is nonsensical, and like watching Gaijin Goomba try to defend it was one of the things that put me off of his content. Because it just the writing in that game is just absolutely appalling in so many regards. Adam's sacrifice is absolutely in the game is absolutely retarded. Have you seen the review, a let's play or a cutscene compilation of that game?
Yes, I saw the Retsu Praise
Character assassination authorized.
Yeah, I saw that, and that was pretty funny and also baffling. I was like, oh my god, I heard this was bad. I didn't think it was this bad, kind of thing. Whoopsies. Fucking fire slug.
I used to have that whole video downloaded, and I would occasionally watch it.
I think my favorite part about that was when the little gremlin creature was eating the thing and looked over, and I think it was Diabetes who was like, "Yeah, what you looking at there, Toots?" And Slow Beef was like, "You have no idea how accurate that statement is." And Diabetes was like, "Oh no."
The statement of what you're looking at?
Yeah, it was the they were doing the Ridley voice. And that's why Slow Beef said, you have no idea how accurate that is. And then it turns out that, yeah, the fucking stupid-ass gremlin creatures are Ridley's.
Just boss, Jesus. Just appalling in itself. It's just so dumb. The thing, it really evolves like a Pokemon. Like, out of a tiny little creature comes comes like a 10 feet long monstrosity. Makes absolutely no sense.
Well, yeah, like I said, they're operating off of gremlin logic.
Yeah.
You don't feed them after midnight, come on. And in space, it's always midnight.
Don't put them in water. And you burn them with the power of our Son and your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Is that how they got rid of them? Because I've only seen like bits and pieces of it, so it's hard to remember what happened.
They do die if exposed to light, to intense light.
Oh, okay.
They melt like they literally melt away if they're exposed to light. This room is such a...
Hey, you like invisible walls that damage you if you run into them? Well, boy, howdy do we got that for you. Yeah, the only thing about Gaijin Goomba, at least from what I've seen, that kind of made me go, eh, about him is that, he got this was like his first video. He said that The Darkness 2 was very cringe and very like a really bad game because of how over the top the violence was. And I'm just like, come on, dude. Come on. You can have a bit more balls than that.
That is such an old man statement.
And then there was also another time where he said, oh yeah, getting kicked in the balls isn't funny because it hurts.
I mean, yeah, to the person getting hit in the balls, it isn't at all. But if you're... is he talking about the kicked in the balls being used as a
joke, yeah.
As a joke in fiction?
Yeah, basically, because in real life that shit hurts, and so therefore it's not funny.
Yeah, I mean, in real life, you see someone getting knocked on the nuts, and you're gonna feel very sorry for them.
Well, you feel sorry, but at the same time, depending on how it happened, it can still be funny.
Yeah, but like but yeah, if he's claiming that it should not be used in fiction, it's just really a really pussy way of thinking.
Yeah, so...
this is a really fun enemy.
Yeah, it actually becomes really fucking easy if you have the Megaton Hammer, though. Just because... you know what? I won't spoil it. I'll just... I'm pretty sure I used it.
Being such an asshole.
I know. It's because of the invincibility frames. They actually last a little bit longer than the red flash that appears. Like for example, like he only really starts being able to hurt him when he starts running. It also doesn't help that the lock-on isn't 100%. Alright, elevator ahoy! And let's see, oh, another green room, fantastic.
There is a licensed RPG about Legend of Zelda.
There's a
RPG, I mean. Tabletop RPG, I mean about Legend of Zelda.
I mean... You could easily make one. It's just, or just convert 5e into a tabletop RPG, but I guess the problem is just, like, if you have, like, a group of people.
If you take the Gail Simone perspective on...
Oh yeah, why don't they make a Dungeons & Dragons version of Cyberpunk? That'd be great.
Oh
God, I love that fucking quote.
I sometimes pondering if that quote wasn't some joke. Or if she's really that stupid.
She is really
Oh.
that stupid, and of course, speaking of stupid, um, the thing about her is that, well, obvious statement is going to be obvious. She's a feminist, so, you know, that will pretty much tell you everything you need to know right then and there, but... I think the fact that, or the thing is that she made like a few good comics, so she got some notoriety as being a good writer, but considering how the comic book industry is going as of late, it's really hard for me to say if she's a good writer or not anymore, because...
I think nowadays she's mostly known just for creating the woman refrigerators trope, which is stupid in itself because.
Oh yeah, because no man has ever died ever.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even so much that. It's
one of the most iconic origin stories is Spider-Man's, where
where
what
Uncle
triggers
Ben
him
dies.
becoming a hero? His uncle dies, and then she's raising a big stink because a woman got stuffed on a fridge.
Well, no,
Okay,
because what happened, like, her argument was that, oh yeah, when a woman dies, it's to advance the plot or abilities of what a man can do, kind of thing, right? But when a woman dies,
to advance the characterization of a man.
yeah.
Well, that's how storytelling works, honey. Character usually dies for the sake of another character. Like
But-
to provoke some kind of change in the narrative. That's why characters die. You're not special because vagina.
Look, man, if there's anything that I've known is that when men go off and die in war, the women are the most affected, alright? Because they lose their sons and husbands. I wish that was a joke, by the way. That's actually something I heard.
I know where it comes from, yeah. Women are most affected because they lost their oppressors. Isn't that... I think your message is kind of confusing here, honey. Wait, actually, I shouldn't call her honey because honey doesn't spoil.
Yeah, I think it was... I mentioned to you that they found ancient Egyptian honey that was still good, right?
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it was...
I know that...
I remember my mom telling me that, and it was like, yeah, they dug up or uncovered an old tomb, and there was some honey that they harvested back when they buried him, and it was still edible.
Because I think the only thing that happens with honey is that it dries up. It doesn't properly spoil.
Yeah, I mean, it dries up, sure, but, you know, the fix to that is just put it in the microwave for a minute.
That is pretty incredible, actually. I've been meaning to buy some honey. Maybe substitute like the sugar in the for the protein before gym. Substitute the sugar with honey.
Yeah.
I never tried that, but I wanna try it if it's good.
Yeah, honey is good, even if you just take it raw with like a spoonful. That's also good.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm talking about the mix-up with honey and for the protein, for the protein shake.
Oh, and here's how you deal with the fire slugs if you don't want to actually fight them. The thing about the fire slugs is that they do eventually flip over, so takes them a while, but it happens.
That's a thing on the carried over from Link to the Past.
Oh, another fun thing about honey, if you can, get it locally sourced, especially if you have allergies to pollen, because taking a spoonful of it will help alleviate your pollen symptoms and make you more resistant to it.
Be careful.
Nah, we're all good.
A lot of Scotlers in this dungeon.
I ain't complaining. And who knows, maybe it makes sense, because the cursed house isn't too far away.
Mm.
Anyway, here's the fun thing you can do with, or no, I guess I don't do it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Or maybe I do it after.
A bit slow. Past you is a bit slow, isn't he?
Hmm?
Past you is a bit slow.
Yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate, but, you know, it happens.
What's the name of this enemy? This enemy again? Is it the Flash Dancer?
The Fire Dancer or something like that, yeah. But anyway, I guess I don't do it, but if you just use the Megaton Hammer, like, you don't even just have to hit him, you just slap it on the ground, it instantly causes the guy to fall. But no, I have to use the fucking lame-ass hook shot and risk him throwing the fire everywhere. Oh well. It would have been amazing if I showed it, but nope. I can't be too fun in these Let's Plays. What's also weird is that he also drops bombs, too, which I don't think actually work against him. Or maybe they do.
It does look like a bomb.
I mean, yeah, but... I don't know.
What do you think is the lore explanation for this enemy?
What, the fire dancers?
Yeah.
I don't know. We're in the fire temple, so therefore fire.
Yeah. Like, some of the other creatures actually kind of look like I mean, the slugs, they're kind of weird. It's weird that they're on fire, but you can bet that they're kind of like the kind of creature the kind of fauna that has resided in a temple.
Yeah, instead of secreting slime, they secrete a slight oil. Well, okay, you went quiet, so either I just blew your mind right there, or you think I said the stupidest shit ever.
I'm trying to get like together if I wasn't saying something retarded. Because yeah, I do find it kind of weird that the things like it seems to be like the fire dance seems to be like a sentient bomb. And here comes the reason why Star Fox is in the game's files.
Oh yeah, because they use a small R-wing for his head, right? Or something like that.
They used the R-wing to they programmed his movement based on the movements of the R-wing.
Okay.
From Star Fox. Because they already had the pattern of movement programmed, so they just copied that pattern of movement from Star Fox to Volvagia.
Interesting. So, since we've basically just done the dungeon and we're at the boss, do you think that it is still as hard as Aaron Hansen says it is?
What was his problem? Again,
Too confusing.
He was too confusing. I do recall he claiming that he always forgot who the boss was.
Yeah, he forgot who the boss.
Wasn't he trying to use the sword against the dragon instead of using the hammer?
At one point, yes, but it was no, like the thing that always stuck out to me as to like why it was the dungeon was so hard was just because of the like it was too confusing. Like you always get lost, kind of thing.
Have you ever did the trick of just climbing on the ledge to avoid the falling rocks?
Once in a while, yeah, but it's not that big of a deal, especially when he goes back into his hole, because the rocks just keep hitting where he goes in. Also, I'm curious as to what Darunia said or did to actually stop him from leaving. Oh, did I mention the weird little fact about
wrestling.
Yeah, hopefully.
Darunia was sumo wrestling the dragon.
Did I mention the weird little fact about the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time manga that they added about and that didn't transfer over into this game at all?
I think you mentioned it in one of the early streams.
Yeah.
The early recordings.
Yeah, so like in the manga, they had it so that Link won a pet dragon at like a carnival game, and it turned out that that dragon was Volgia. So Link was like in a situation where he was like, oh no, I have to kill you because Ganondorf has turned you evil, but we've had so many good memories together. And also you can Z-target the boss's head when it's dead, and Navi will tell you how to kill it.
A bit late on the uptake, huh?
And I'm surprised that the guy on the roof is the only one who got affected or noticed that the volcano basically exploded, but you know what? Props to him, I guess, for remaining.
There are other people. There are other people there in the pit scene.
Yeah, but the old man was like, oh, ho-hum, the volcano's exploding, who gives a shit?
He lived a lot, he's seen a lot of crap, okay? Is that point where, like, he's at that point where every day, if the arthritis doesn't claim him, it's a victory.
Yeah, there was a, I think I showed you a little bit of the one short, it was the claymation one, where the guy was explaining what autism was or something like that.
Yeah.
But one of the guy's previous works was, I forget the name of it, but it was basically the guy's name. And at the end of it, he goes into a retirement home, and he said he made this one friend who lost the will to die. And it's like this really angry Scottish guy. I like that quote.
It's a claymation animation that you mentioned.
Yeah. But anyway.
Is that a series? Is that a series like I don't know, something like Robot Chicken style series? No,
it was more of a independent film, like it's a 10-minute long short kind of thing.
Okay.
If I remember, I'll put it in the description. But anyway, hope you guys all enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time. Have a nice night.
Bye-bye.